Hey, so I got a Vitamix blender here, 7500 is the model, I guess. I think this is a Costco Vitamix, info on the bottom there. But I got it from someone on selling it on Facebook Marketplace, selling it for cheap because it didn't work, they said, so getting rid of it. So I thought I'd, see if I can fix it up. So here's the problem. I turn it on, standby lights on, just doesn't turn on, do the pulse, different speeds, nothing. So I've been messing around with it a little bit. I figured out it does work if you put some pressure on the dial here. There you go, just putting pressure on it, kind of mashing it on it with the power on. It does work. So let's go ahead and take it apart and see if we can figure out a way to fix it. Take the Vitamix apart. Just need a couple tools. First, you just lift off this rubber thing, just comes right off. And you'll need a Allen wrench set. On the back, attachment for the blender blade. To loosen that up with the Allen wrench. Just like that, comes off. Next, got some screws in the back here. There's kind of special, I don't know what they're called, but I happen to have the right kind of screw or bit for it here. Came in one of my toolboxes, so that might be a trick to be able to get the right screw for these. You can see there what kind of screw I'm talking about. So those are out, and then you got 4 regular screws on top here. Way out, little rubber part there on the bottom all lifts out. So now you can see the inside motor there. I'm just going to get this plastic cover off the top. Just kind of comes right off. Some little attachment points there at the front. Comes off pretty easy. Okay, so we got the cover off. Now we have access to the electrical. Pretty simple little board here. Just gonna go ahead and get it out. 2 screws here, one here, and another kind of hidden in there. So these 2 screws need that special little kind of, I don't know how many sides are on this, 6, so like a hexagon type bit for your screwdriver here. Just get those guys right out. There we go. There's that one, the other one's got it. Alright, so both screws out. Circuit board comes loose. Again, make sure blender's unplugged. Oh, so you need to pop off the knob on this side. Should just pop right off, wiggle it. There it comes. And then the circuit board should just come right out. Except for now the circuit board is connected to these switches. So I'm going to disconnect those connections to the switches so I can get the whole board out. Alright, so let's get these switches out, connections for those. Just come right off. Might take a little bit of wiggling to get. Alright, nice and easy that side. Now let's do these bottom ones. I think this side is just the on-off switch. just slide right on, so there's no, just a matter of wiggling them off, getting them loose. There it goes. Okay. Circuit board is out. Okay, so we got the circuit board out. It's still pretty much connected to the motor, just disconnected the switches so we can get a good look at it. We have 4 more screws kind of connecting the circuit board to this plastic housing for it. These mounting screws came out, it's fine. Yeah, just looking at the circuit board here, there's no obvious, I don't know, any cracks or problems, but from what I read about this problem of electrical components that only work when you put pressure on it or bend the board in some kind of way, I've read that that's kind of a clue that your circuit board has a crack in it or something, where the connection is only live when you warp or put pressure on the board in some kind of way. So definitely want to take a close look, see if I can find any obvious breaks. I'm going to take off this housing too. Unfortunately, I don't have, it's those hexagon type bits, I don't have one small enough to fit it. So I'm going to get my needle nose pliers and just kind of manually twist them, grabbing them from the outside. So I'm going to go grab those. Alright, so let's get that plastic housing off. I'm going to give my needle nose pliers and just kind of manually unscrew these. See if we can get this blender working. Okay, this plastic housing is off. Nice little board here. It seems really clean. There's no burnt marks or any obvious cracks. It was only working when you push down or put pressure on this knob, so I'm wondering if where the problem was. Okay, you got the switches out. So I got the pulse switch here. I'm just going to reconnect it back onto the board since we're going through the electrical. Okay, so we're connected again, ready to go. Okay, so we got the board out. Plastic housing off the back. It's the speed control knob. On switch, off switch. So yeah, I've been working with this for a while now. So, kind of dangerous, but I plugged it in. Power on, LED lights on. Obviously there's some parts of this you don't want to touch. Live electricity going on. Don't want to get shocked. But yeah, just to show you what's going on here. I just put a little bit of pressure on this dial. I need to switch it on. Switch on the power on switch. Just bending the board a little bit, just a little twist. I'm just putting a little pressure on it here. Causes the motor to come back on. So that's just me putting some pressure with my, twisting the board against the table. Okay, so I think I've got, at least a temporary solution problem now. So that board was working, twisting like that. So what I did was I just got I got this tape here, kind kind of a thick tape. It's kind of fabricy. I just kind of rolled up a bunch. This is where I was holding it when I was twisting it. Just kind of rolled it up and I stuck it kind of right there by that light, LED light. And it's kind of a fat little piece, and I kind of screwed the board back down, trying to replicate that twist in the board. Let's kind of get a permanent twist in it. See if that works. So, just hooked up the switch again, switch on. I'll switch off for now. Turn on the power, lights on, switch on. So I think that's about as good as it's gonna get for me. And figure out the problem, kind of. Just gotta twist the board, I guess. I don't know. So I'm gonna put it all back together, and hopefully when it's all reassembled, it'll still be working. Okay, so it's all back together now. Let's put that on. Like success. So there you go. Sorry I couldn't give a, figure out a more of a, elegant solution, but it worked. We'll see how long it lasts as it is. I guess I'll update the video if it ever stops working again.